Here we go. This one I still got a little more. I got to get an extra 6 inches on that, but I'm just going to get started on the next one. This is how it goes. Just working on the next area, man. This is what I'm going to be doing today. Tomorrow, most of the day I'm going to be studying. I got to study. I got that test coming up. I really got to be serious about it, man. This is not a test you could just walk in and take it like a rock star. So I'm going to be taking it seriously. Whew. But for today, trench digging again with the Matic again. I want to talk with you about something. I know I mentioned, I brought it up that I've been to prison before, and that's kind of how I found myself in this financial situation. But when I was in prison, I met a guy. he was a mobster, you know, and he was telling me that the way to handle it when you're like a mobster, which is actually a pretty freaking smart way, was you do your dirt, you make your money, get your little quick paychecks or whatever. Then you take that money and you invest it in a business that is legitimate and you own it. So let's say you're a drug dealer and you're making a bunch of money. What you do is you buy a Subway or something. So that way when they pinch you and they try to nail you with a drug dealer, being a drug dealer, you still have a source of income after they seize everything, you know. After they seize all your money, you still got businesses. I'm not sure, I think you have to put it in your wife's name. If you're a drug dealer, if you're a crook, that'd be something to look up. What if they catch you? Because I met a bunch of guys who sold a bunch of cocaine and drugs and did their dirt and stuff and robbing people. But then when they got pinched, they went in and they got no support system. They don't have any money. You know, this mobster had plenty of businesses, had businesses that were operational. So he was good. He was sitting in prison just like making money. And then sometimes he'd start calling on the outside and asking for other shops. You know, he started shopping around, bought another business while he was locked up in prison. You know, there was another dude, and I mean, it's funny, he was a black guy, and all the other black folks in prison were roasting him, making fun of him. Well, these dudes who were making fun of him went to prison for robbery or drug dealing or, you know, the basic stuff that's going to get you landed in prison, gang activity, that kind of things. And so they're sitting in there, they're affiliated with the gang, they're wrapped up in gang activity in prison, which is going to get you nowhere. They got no real support system. Maybe they're selling some drugs while they're in prison. This guy they were making fun of stole millions of dollars from Apple. Stole millions of dollars. And then he was buying juice bars that were right next to, he'd either build them or buy them, that were right next to gyms. So people would come out of the gym and go right to his juice bar, get themselves a little whey shake, a little whey and Tropicana or something. And he was making a killing. And so he was like, they were making fun of him, but like I saw pictures, his wife was just absolutely, she was like an Instagram type model, you know, like the girls who were just like next level, you know, they're amazing. And he had a little daughter that was like just dripping with jewels and the finest clothes. And his wife, you know, guys will go to prison, they're worried about what their wives are doing. If you're going to go to prison, how worried are you about your wife if you left her millions of dollars? I bet you'd feel a lot more secure in your marriage, you know? So it's just something to think about. If you're going to be a crook, if you're going to earn your money outside of the law, as fast as possible, take that money and invest it in legit businesses, assets, okay? I know this is kind of weird advice. It's money advice from a guy who's telling you about the best way to commit crimes. I'm not telling you how to commit the crimes. I'm just telling you what to do with the money once the crime is committed. Don't get wrapped up in strippers and a lifestyle, you know. Don't sit there and try to be like the Godfather, you know, with a big house and everything. Houses, sure. I met another guy who, he was a gang member and he was doing, I'm not sure what he was doing, but he owned like 10 houses. He owned like 10 houses and he was just collecting rent. He talked to either his girl or his people on the outside. They were just collecting rent money for him. And they didn't even have to go out and actively collect. It was just getting mailed to him because people were paying their rent. So he was good. He was just serving his time. Just giving up his time and making money. Think about that. If you're going to, because I heard about other people, they make a bunch of money off drug dealing and then they start hiding it in the walls and stuff. And like, the police come, they go inside the walls, they find all the money, take it all, you know. And I mean, hey, that's the risk you take when you're committing crimes or dealing drugs or something like that. But he went to prison, no money, If he had taken my advice, he could be sitting in prison just racking up dough, making money while locked up, going to the yard, go work out in the weight shack, making money. You know, one of the goals, a big goal, is passive income. You really should always pursue passive income. There's going to come a time when you get to retiring. You're going to retire. You're not going to want to work anymore. And wouldn't it be nice, and when you're retired, all you do is open your mailbox and have checks sent to you. And then you get a phone call, someone's complaining, my water or my air conditioner. You just call someone else, go handle it. A little bit of money comes out of your pocket, goes to their pocket, they fix it, and then you just continue to rack up more checks every month. You know, I would love to be retired like that. Just sit around collecting money and paying money and watching whatever Perry Mason or the Rifleman, you know, watching game shows, you know, eating oatmeal and relaxing, just being old fart, making money. You know, and then on top of that, I know I've brought this up before. What inheritance are you leaving your kids? You know? So when I get to be an old fart, and then eventually, hopefully later than sooner, I die, and when that happens, you know, what am I leaving the kids? A will or a bill? It's a good question. So, hey, I'm just hoping that all this gives you guys some perspective. If you are a drug dealer, if you are a crook, man, take that money, invest it into something legit. And if I were you, I would talk to a tax lawyer and just tell them the truth, man. Say, I'm a crook. How can I shield my money from when I get arrested? It'll eventually happen. Unless you're like the best freaking crook in the world, the most clever. But even then, you could be super good at what you do and people still snitch on you or whatever. The prison's full of those people. If they had it all set up, they were doing good, but they got someone angry and they snitched on them, and next thing you know, they're busted and now they're going to prison and blah, blah, blah. It happens to the best of them, man. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm going to keep working on this trench. I'm going to show you my progress, you know. Well, progress. Progress. All right, guys. Well, like, comment, subscribe. It's another beautiful Saturday. I'm probably not going to get much work done in the trench tomorrow because, quite frankly, I have a lot of studying to do. I've been telling you about this test and I want to take it seriously. I need to pass. This is no ifs, ands, or buts. Failing the test is not an option. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Help the channel grow. Later.